All right, what is going on, my dude? So it has been a few months since we've made a best champs to rank 4 video, and with 8.1 dropping tomorrow or the next day whenever this is going up, feels like a decent time to do it. Now, let's address the rank 4 elephant in the room. The first time I made one of these videos, I only had one rank 4, if that many. That was about 9 months ago. At this point, after 8.1 drops this week, I'm about to have 12, and then 13 from EOP. So, the rank 4 material gain has certainly increased quite a bit with Eternity of Pain, with seeing full 3 to 4 rank up gems in offers and also content as well, the return of the Grandmaster's Gauntlet, side quests having the rank 4 materials, also the rank 4 materials for the event quest as well. We're just seeing a lot of rank 4 materials in the game lately. So what that means is that when rank 4s first were available, we really saw a lot of the same options. We saw a lot of Dr. Doom, a lot of Hercules, a lot of those best champions, right? But now that we're really getting rank 4s coming in at a much faster rate, at a much higher rate, I think it really opens up the door to a lot more options when it comes to taking champions up to rank 4. Of course, the most important thing to look for in a champion to rank up is that you love the champion. That's why on every single one of these options here, you're going to see your favorite champ underlined, because that is the most important thing here. You have to take up the champion that you love playing, that you're going to enjoy playing, because this is a game and you have to enjoy playing it. So with all that being said, let's start jumping into the absolute top options over in the skill class, and obviously it's going to be Agent Venom. I'm just kidding. He's amazing, but I'm just kidding. It's still Fury, Kingpin, and Mole Man. Yes, even after the Mole Man nerf, I debated this by quite a bit here. In fact, the Mole Man nerf actually deterred me from taking my Mole Man to rank 4. He still will go up in the future, but even still, after the nerf, I assigned Mole Man to the same fights I always assigned him to in War. He's still nuking fights in Battlegrounds. He's completing war fights in like less than 20 seconds. He still does have the evade and true accuracy counter and his base kit, just without frenzy, so his damage is a little bit lower when he actually needs the evasion, but when he doesn't need that counter, he is still an incredibly very strong champion. In fact, he's so strong when it comes to damage output, it really feels like he's fine at rank 3, so I did almost consider bumping him down to great options. There was just nobody there that I thought would be a better champion to have up in top options. So I don't know, man. It is what it is. Unfortunately, he can't be in Frenzy anymore when he has a true accuracy. I wish he could. I didn't think it was game-breaking. It's an unfortunate situation, but he's still a really amazing skill champion. Up next, for great options in skill, we have Valkyrie, Stealthy, Shang-Chi, Crossbones, and Ragnagod. So, Valkyrie is a new champion. That's why she has a little asterisk next to her name here, okay? You're going to see that for the champions released in the past 3 months. Now, Valkyrie is a really, really good champ. I don't know what happened, but the audio like exploded on that clip. So Valkyrie, though, really good, really high prestige, top 5 at the moment. She has really solid utility, can get around like, stun, non-damaging debuffs, and also has really good damage as well. Kind of like a Masacre type playstyle. Really solid champion, but let's keep moving. Up next, we have Stealthy, one of my personal rank 4s. I took Stealthy to rank 4 over my top options because you have to rank up your favorite champ, right? And let me tell you guys something, man. Rank 4 Stealthy absolutely slaps with and without the Scorpion synergy. Obviously, with the Scorpion synergy, he's absolutely bonkers insane. But even without it, man, this dude is an absolute menace. The damage that output this guy puts out at Sig 200, rank 4, minus Sig 180, absolutely bonkers, man. Really, really good stuff. Shang-Chi as well. Shang-Chi is one of those champions who's so good, but I do feel like he's just good enough at rank 3, because what you essentially do is you do a 5-hit combo, right? And then you stun them, and then you do whatever you do, and then you do a heavy attack, you bait out a special, and you repeat that. And you kind of like create like your Shang-Chi cycle, kind of like a Doom cycle. So I feel like at rank 3, rank 4, you're kind of going to be doing the same thing, going for a big special too. Shang-Chi is absolutely amazing. I did consider bringing him up there, but yeah, that's where he is. Crossbones, one of the most underrated champions in the entire game. If you care about Battlegrounds, Crossbones is an absolute beast in Battlegrounds. The dude is an absolute monster. And if you're a high-skilled player when it comes to countering special attacks with heavy attacks, you're going to really love Crossbones quite a bit. Ragnagod, Thor scales very nicely at rank 4, and he has the prestige. If he's a previous prestige rank up for you, and you've invested 6 into him, he could be a decent rank 4 option. However, I cannot recommend Ragnagod or Valkyrie as like the best prestige options now, because with Infamous Iron Man and Quicksilver coming out, being in the top 4 prestige, the real high prestige options, it seems like the prestige of Thor and Valkyrie and even Omega Sentinel and champions were really, really high, but nowhere near that really top prestige. It feels like it's not as significant as it used to be. So I would not recommend taking Thor up specifically for prestige, right? If he is your best option and you're killing for prestige, man, like you really, really need it, then yeah, he could definitely be good to rank up. But I do think there are definitely other skill champions worth ranking up over him. But let's keep it moving to the debatable over here. We have Agent Venom. Absolutely does deserve to be in debatable. As you guys know, I do have a rank 4 Agent Venom. Love him, one of my favorite champs in the game at the moment. He isn't debatable because he does need 2 synergies at least to be as good as he is. He needs the Craven synergy to access the bleeds on crit, and he needs the Scorpion synergy. Along with that, he access the incinerates every time he puts on the bleed. And of course, there are other synergies as well. It's going to make him really, really good too, but those are the 2 big ones. If you are a big Scorpion player and you also like Craven, then yeah, it's kind of a no-brainer at that point because Agent Venom's going to be coming along with you all the time, and he's really, really good at rank 4. But again, he does require quite a bit of setup, so he's only in debatable. And then we have Hitmonkey, Black Widow, Deadly Origin. We have also Black Cat down here as well. All 3 of these, I feel like they're fine at rank 3 personally, but I have seen rank 4 footage of all 3 of these champions, and they do slap quite a bit. If you care about Battlegrounds at all, right, they're very good Battlegrounds champions, right? So if you're really into that and you're trying to rank specifically for that, hopefully there's a reward structure update that makes it more worth it. When it comes to ranking champions for Battlegrounds, man, at the time of recording this video over the weekend, still the same. So yeah, I certainly won't be doing that, but if you do care about that, man, Hitmonkey is an absolute bruiser in there. Let's move on to science here. Oh, for the top options, we have Spidey Scorpion getting a big promotion all the way from debatable up to top options, and also Quicksilver. Quicksilver, of course, very new. Top 3 prestige now. He was top 2 prestige at release, then Doom came above him. But yeah, he's 3rd in prestige, man. He's one of the only 4 champions with that high prestige in the game. Really, really good. Obviously, very, very useful champion as well. If you're big into Alliance War and you have Quicksilver, the next season, Spidey is blacklisted, so you're not going to be able to use Spider-Man 2099 at all next season, so all those high power gain matchups, you're going to need another option. Quicksilver could certainly do it as well. Scorpion is just absolutely freaking nuts, man. He is just such a great champion to rank for. Absolutely no regrets. One of my favorite champions in the entire game, and easily one of my favorite rank 4s at the moment. Let's keep it moving for great options. The science class and the skill class, man, they're both so deep. Mr. Negative, Mr. Fantastic, Immortal Abomination, Overseer, and Captain America Infinity War. All of these champions really, really solid. Mr. Negative, absolutely incredible. A champion I would really like to have at rank 4 in the future. Mr. Fantastic, so good, super underrated. He does not need to be at a high sig. I feel like people often think he needs to be awakened at a high sig. He doesn't. Sig 20 is good enough for this guy, man. He's super duper good. Immortal Abomination, an absolute bruiser. Really good for Battlegrounds type stuff as well. Very sustainable, very tanky, also can dish out some very decent poison damage and a decent defender as well. Overseer, just really solid, man. Like the definition of like a solid champ, can do so much. He is nullify immune, right? He has some very decent damage output. A very solid defender, can absolutely ruin your day if you put him on defense for Battlegrounds, and decent Alliance War defense as well, obviously, but that's, you know, that's less impactful. There's 10 people contributing their rosters there. All right, up next is Captain America Infinity War. I would definitely put Cap Infinity War a step below all of these champions and taking them to rank 4. The reason why I put him into great options is because, you know, Cap does require that Sig 200 investment, much more so than any of the other champions here. So if you're a big Cap fan and you took him to Sig 200 and you really love the champion, I could say, hey man, I think that's a great option to take to rank 4. He's definitely very useful. He's a champion who's always going to have his place in this game. Let's move on to debatable here. Lots of them, man. Titania I put down here. I do think Titania is quite good. A lot of people pointed out that like I looked very unenthused or very uninterested in my Titania showcase when she came out. And like I said, I put in the pinned comment, I said I would not like to be the champion, the science champion, coming out right after Scorpion and Quicksilver. And it's just that when you look at Scorpion and Quicksilver, I put them both in top options. They are top science champions in this game, both of them, no debate. Titania, it's debatable if she is, because she's good. She's a good champion, and I feel like if I pulled her early, if I opened like my 1 black ISO market cav, and I pulled Titania, and then I pulled a 3 to 4 science gem, I might YOLO that gem right into her. I do think she's good enough to go to rank 4, but she's very new. Nobody has her yet. Her calves just came out. She's not going to be in the 6-star featured for 45 or so more days, so it's going to take time to see if she's going to have an impact on the game and really truly be rank 4 worthy. That's why she's debatable, but I do think she could potentially have a lot of play in the future. Human Torch, as time goes on, I feel like he's going to end up in great options, and as more time goes on, Torch is going to end up there in top options. But right now, I feel like he's still debatable for me. Rank 3, rank 4, finish fights about the same length, give or take, right? Just because he's so powerful, man. He's one of the only champions who fits that category of being so good that he just does not need the extra rank yet. Then we have Thing, right? Thing, same story as Cap Infinity War. He does require a decent SIG investment. He could certainly be worth the rank 4 for a lot of different things if you have put that investment into him. He's a great champion. Piggy, just a little outdated with Scorpion in the game now, man. Scorpion really does most things Piggy does, just better. He's not degen resistant, but he has 3, that like Piggy is. That's really good for sure. But I love Spider Pig. I have him at rank 3, and I definitely considered rank 4 in the past, but Scorpion just really fills that niche for me. One thing about Scorpion, though, he doesn't have power sting debuffs. So if you need a power sting champ, Piggy still fills that niche. But I feel like that's fine at rank 3. But of course, man, he's a great champion. He's definitely worthy of it rank 4, but it's just debatable nowadays. Same thing for Void. Amazing champion, of course, but I would much rather have like a Mr. Fantastic up at rank 4, or like Spidey, for example, or Quicksilver, for example, like Mr. Fantastic to reverse healing, Spidey to reverse power, Quicksilver also to reverse power, right, or just block out healing right away. I just feel like Void is a little bit outdated compared to other science champions in the game, but if you've invested SIGs into Void, he's your favorite champion in the game, right? He's your favorite champ. He's your favorite champ. Doesn't fit on science. Take him up to rank 4. He's still a great champion. Now, Mystic. Let's jump into this one. Let's have a conversation about this one. Dr. Doom, Rintra, and Tigra I have up in the top options. I did demote Diablo this time. Diablo's a great champion, and he's definitely worthy of being in top options. I just find Neutralize to be one of the most important abilities in the game at the moment. I think it's very, very important, because there are, for some reason, man, out of nowhere, there are all these, like, cosmic champions who are, like, really nasty-ass defenders, like, coming out. Like, Hulkling is a nuts defender, dude. Nuts attacker as well. Really great champ. We're gonna get to him when we go to Cosmic, but just completely neutralizing, no pun intended, the threat of everything that the defender does with their buffs is huge, man. Now, Tigra ideally does need to be at a decent SIG, give or take SIG 100 to get the really strong role in the fight, but she does not need that for the utility of having the neutralize. But Rintra, fresh out of the gate, unduped, he can totally do a lot of great things. I know a lot of people at rank 4 unduped Rintra. I rank 4'd Rintra the second I pulled him. I pulled him day 1, of course, on the featured crystal. I made a rank 4 video very soon after, and many people were like, holy crap, I did not know this guy was this good. I'm gonna rank mine too. And a lot of people have rank 4 Rintras now. He is absolutely nuts, dude. Rintra is absolutely insane. Amazing rank 4 option, man. Just absolutely incredible. Dr. Doom, we skipped over, but I believe it's self-explanatory at this point. Tigra, right, definitely has a higher skill cap than Rintra. What I love about Rintra, man, it's like, not that I don't enjoy the champions who require high skill. I really, really do. But Rintra, man, you kind of just like get them in the corner, and then you root them, and then you just like take special attacks on the block, and then you kill them with a special too. So it's just very easy, very efficient. But if you are a Tigra god, if you've put in the time to learn Tigra's animations, countering all of the special attacks and heavy attacks in the game, take your Tigra to rank 4. She deserves it. She's a great champion. Speaking of champions who deserve it and are great, Diablo. Really, really great champion, of course. Can do a lot of poison damage, very sustainable. If you run the Suicide Masteries, he is probably the best, smartest Mystic option to take to rank 4. Rintra is decent with Suicides as well. I run him with Suicides as well. But Diablo is just like almost unkillable when it comes to, running the Suicide Masteries. Plus his damage output is absolutely really, really solid, and it's amplified, of course, with his SIG ability too. So Yeah, Diablo, amazing, amazing option. I just find Neutralize to be very, very important nowadays. And these two are the most easy to access Neutralize options at the moment. We'll get to that when we get to Debatable, though. When it comes to the other great options, Sigil Witch. Sigil Witch is so good, man. Now, initially, I put her in Debatable in the past because she's like a pay-to-get champion. So I've always been like, oh, a lot of people don't have her. But then I thought about it more, and I was like, man, but anybody can have her if they want to pay for it, and she's really good. So yeah, if you buy the Sigil, you can get Sigil Witch after a few months, right? So she's really the only champion in the game that doesn't have RNG crystals attached to her. And I don't like that. I don't like pay-to-get champions, personally. So I'm personally not really interested in Sigil Witch myself. Like, using her, I don't like that mechanic. I don't like champions in the Sigil store that you exchange for Sigil tokens that you buy. It's just like, it feels weird to me, personally. She's good. It's not like you're buying a bad champion. She's good. She's useful. I mean, Sweet has uploaded enough rank 4 nukes with Sigil Witch that we should all know by now. She's a good champion, right? Mojo, dude's a beast on offense, underrated, preferably at a high sig, but just needs to be awakened. When it comes to like stuff like Battlegrounds and stuff like that, if you're into Battlegrounds, if you're into Alliance War, the dude's an absolute menace on defense, right? Does not even need to be awakened for that. I would not recommend you rank 4 unawakened, though, because he does need it to be for offensive purposes. But even just Sig 1 Awaken, the dude is absolutely insane. Really, really good and underrated. Very good for countering a lot of cosmic champions that are very tough to deal with. And yeah, if you run Mystic Dispersion as well, he's a killer on defense. The Hood, one of the most underrated champions in the entire game, a champion I would love to take to rank 4 in the near future. He's just an absolute bruiser, man. Him and Crossbones, funny they're on the same line. Overseer too, that's interesting, man. These three champions are really good, solid, underrated, consistent champions, man. They're really good at what they do. Black Widow Clairvoyant, man, never been my #1 favorite Mystic champ, but she's definitely really, really good. I would not want to rank 4 Black Widow Clairvoyant myself, but I think it's, you know, you can't really deny the fact that she definitely is a great option for it. Now let's move on to Debatable over here. We have Sasquatch, Wiccan, and Longshot. Longshot kind of fits that Human Torch thing where it's like he doesn't need that rank 4, but if there aren't buffs on the opponent, right, he's still really, really good. And that extra rank is going to make him good for that. So if you're a big Longshot fan, I'm personally a huge Longshot fan, but I don't think I would want to rank for my Longshot. That's why I put him in Debatable. But yeah, he's definitely a great champion. Wiccan, dude, I believe that when Wiccan's featured crystal rolls around, there's going to be a lot of Wiccan fans coming out from the ground, sprouting up. And I might be one of them. I would love to pull Wiccan. From the new crystal, man. I really like Neutralize. I really like champions like that. And Wiccan just eliminates the threat of buffs. Is it medium combo? Medium ending combo? Yeah, I think it's a medium ending combo, or it might be a light ending combo. I don't really remember, but whatever he does, he puts a Neutralize on, and you can keep that up pretty consistently. It's very powerful. It's very powerful. Also, if you put him on defense, he'll crash the game, and you'll win. So Sasquatch, but yeah, he's new. You know, he's new, so he's Debatable still. We have to wait. We have to wait and see. Plus, his damage is underrated. Sasquatch is the beast, man. Well, he's just a beast. He's really solid on offense, to be entirely honest. He's you know, it's funny. He's similar to Rintra. They have the same mechanics. You know, they take the ruptures on the opponent and they explode them for special 2 damage, and that's essentially what Rintra does, right? He does it so much faster than Sasquatch. But Sasquatch is also such a monster defender too. It's such a monster health pool that it's worth thinking about debatably taking him to rank 4 if you're really into Battlegrounds, right? And you want to just kind of wall your opponent up with Sasquatch. Plus, if you're really into Alliance War and your Alliance needs a rank 4 Sasquatch, it's definitely a debatable option, especially if he's a high sig. Doesn't need high sig. I'd say needs to be awakened. Sig 20 would be enough to be debatable there. My Sasquatch is personally rank 2. I think I'll probably rank 3 him one day. I doubt I rank 4 him, but I don't know, man. I have debated it in the past. I do think he's just a really cool champion, man. All right, moving on to Cosmic now. Now this is an interesting stack over here. Up for top options, I mean, obviously, right? We have Hercules, that's self-explanatory, but we have Gallon and Null. Gallon is really good, man. Gallon is really, really, really good. He's almost so good at what he does well that he almost fits Human Torch category for me. Not quite, though, not quite. But when there is power manipulation in the way of, like, you know, power burn, power drain, power lock, special lock, Gallon is so good there if he has to be awakened for this. But at Sig 120, that's a sweet spot. I wouldn't want to take him higher than that. Essentially, you're going to be ramping up so freaking fast. He's my favorite Penny Parker counter in the game. You hit her block naturally, and you're almost ramped. Get her Shank Shield down, go for a heavy attack, go for an unblockable special one, and they're dead, right? So champions who drain your power burn you, special lock you, have armor up buffs. Gallon he's like, it's like, you know, you can call him the Cosmic Apocalypse, you can call him the Cosmic Human Torch, right? Stuff like that. He's just really good. Now, outside those matchups, he does take a little bit longer to ramp up, no doubt about it, and his basic attacks kind of tickle a little bit. He got like pillow hands outside of his burst, right? So you really kind of want that extra damage, and of course, his burst is all scaled with base attack. So the higher his base attack, the higher rank, higher the base attack, higher the burst. I think he's a really, really great option. He's a phenomenal defender as well, just all around an amazing champ. Of course, he's got the asterisk. Both him and Quicksilver are both here in top options. Spoiler alert, there's one in tech as well, but they're not available to the general public yet. Null, so good. Null is so good, man. If you run Alliance War, if you play Alliance War competitively right now, the hashtag sick and tired attack tactic, Null, in my opinion, is really like the best option for it. It's keep 3 debuffs on the defender, and they'll be heal blocked. If your Null is awakened, they're going to start with 3, and if you play him properly, they're never going to lose it. He's so good. He's so solid. He's so sustainable, especially if you run the Suicide Masteries. He's just an all-around beast. But let's keep it rocking over here with the great options. Hulkling! I debated between Hulkling and Gallon for a while for that top option spot. And Hulkling is just really good. He's so good, man. He's a bruiser on defense. He's a bruiser on offense. He's really fun to play. He's got the solid damage output. He's got solid immunity, solid utility. He's a really great champion, man. So if you got a Hulkling and you're not into him, play around with him a little bit, watch some videos. The guy's an absolute beast. He's a really solid champ to rank up. I know a lot of people with rank 4 Hulklings now. Silver Surfer, top 2 prestige in the game. If you don't care about prestige, I would say don't, man. I would really say don't. Now listen, there's a lot of people who are like, oh, what? Silver Surfer's amazing. Everyone's so stupid. He's underrated. He's got a bad rap. Yeah, dude, but listen, I don't think we'd be having that conversation about Silver Surfer if he wasn't top 2 prestige and if so many people didn't have him ranked up already, right? He's just not as good as the other top prestige champions. He's just not. He's good. I believe he's like a value buff away from being phenomenal, but I do think he's good as he is. He's really good in Battlegrounds, right? He's always has a place on defense in Alliance War. He's fun for questing. He just takes a little bit of time to ramp up, you know, and then he's really, really good. And he's definitely not a terrible champion, but he's also not super mega ultra beyond god tier top option cosmic rank 4 champion, right? And it's unfortunate because so many people have Silver Surfer up as one of their first rank 4s because of prestige, you know. So I just feel like I wish he was a little bit better than he is, but he's definitely a good champion, definitely a great option to rank 4, and he's fun to use and he has amazing prestige. Cosmic Ghost Rider, self-explanatory. Really great champion. The extra combat power rate is going to help him reach that special 2 faster, which is very, very valuable. Cersei, unbelievably underrated, man. This entire freaking list, man. Who's over here? No, he's not underrated. Okay, I just checked for the tech. But this entire list, man, underrated, amazing champions, phenomenal in Battlegrounds. Cersei is really good offensive and defense. Really, really great champion. I love Cersei. When it comes to debatable, I have Corvus Glaive, dude, falling out of great options even, with 8.1 coming around. The health pools are just getting longer. So if you don't care about War, AQ, or Battlegrounds, and you just play casually, Corvus is really not going to be the champ for you anymore, man. Now, when it comes to casual questing, CAV, all this other stuff, Corvus is still going to be good. Especially taking him to rank 4, he's going to have a lot more damage, right? Fresh out of the gate, which is definitely really good and definitely needed. But at the same time, I just feel like I'd rather have like Hercules, Gallon, Null, Hulkling, maybe not Surfer, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Cersei up before him. For Hyperion, I've never been a fan of the RNG on his heavy attacks, man. You can do 4 heavy attacks and you can get 0 Furies. You can do 3 heavy attacks and you can get 10 Furies. It's just like, for me, that RNG aspect of him needing those heavy attacks to really work out in your favor, it puts him into debatable for me. I feel like rank 3 is fine for Hyperion. I do feel the same way about King Groot when it comes to rank 3, rank 4. I feel like rank 3 is fine for King Groot. King Groot is an amazing champion, but I feel like he's literally unkillable at rank 3. Like, if you're playing properly with King Groot, you will not die. You will not die with King Groot, with a maxed out King Groot at Sig 200. He is so sustainable. It is ridiculous how sustainable this guy is, man. So I feel like, you know, you're going to be ending fights at 100% at rank 3 or rank 4. So I feel like having the fights go on a little bit longer is okay for King Groot, but if you're a huge King Groot fan, take him up to rank 4. I don't think any of the champions on this list are a bad rank up. All right, top options for tech. Ghost, Nimrod, and Infamous Iron Man coming in with the #1 prestige in the entire game. He's got the asterisk. He's not released yet, but I mean, he's literally #1 prestige. You should probably put him a little bit lower, but I mean, he's coming in hot, man. He's coming in hot. Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom doing Dr. Doom things. Quick note about this, forgot to say, if you're watching this right after 8.1 goes up and you pull a tech gem, 3 to 4 gem, probably don't save your tech gem for like 8 months until you finally get Infamous Iron Man. These videos tend to continue performing for months and months and months every time there's like a big spike in rank 4 materials. So that's where I'm placing him, where I'm pretty confident he's going to be. But if you're watching this video the week it went up and you got that tech gem where you're trying to decide your next rank 4, do not hold out for any champion that you probably will not have for months before they make it to your roster. Nimrod, absolutely amazing. Nimrod used to be underrated. Now he's like a very common rank 4. He's ridiculous, man. He is so good. He's underrated when there's against champions who aren't mutants, but it's not, the thing is, he like removes prowess, which mutants have, but also regeneration, which a lot of other champions have. So Nimrod is a very, very great champion to rank 4 in my opinion. I believe Ghost is kind of a self-explanatory. Ghost, just one of the best champions in the entire game by a lot. Now, great options. Great options. Omega Sentinel, Penny Parker, Warlock Guardian, and Ultron. I'm not the biggest fan of Omega Sentinel. I do personally believe she's a bit overrated. I believe her prestige is nothing crazy anymore. I believe that if you are really needing prestige and you got her as a tech option, Infamous Iron Man won't be in the 6-star featured for a while. But his prestige just dwarfs her prestige, man. It's like Omega Sentinel came out and she was top 5 prestige, and now she's not top. Is she number 5? She might be number 5 now. In fact, let's go check real quick. Yeah, she's not. She's sick. She's out of the top 5 now. She's out of the top 5. It is Doom, Surfer, Quicksilver, Doom, and then Valkyrie. But there's a big space between Doom and Valkyrie. So yeah, I don't know, man. But Omega Sentinel is definitely still a really great champion. I personally think she's fine at rank 3. She does really well at rank 3. I've been using her a lot in Battlegrounds, having fun with her. I've been playing Battlegrounds just casually, right? Throwing an Omega Sentinel in there. And she's really good on both offense and defense. So she definitely could be a great option to rank 4. I just wouldn't want to rank her before Nimrod, really. I just feel like he's overall more valuable at doing very similar things, right? But she's a great champ. She's a great champ. Penny Parker, if you care about Battlegrounds, man, you gotta get yourself Penny Parker, dude. She's just nuts, man. Offense and defense. I would love a rank 4 Penny Parker, dude. She is so much fun. I'm very highly considering that at the moment. She's a lot of fun to play, a lot of fun to stick on defense too. Warlock, man, is just the definition of reliable in my opinion. He's so good. Guardian requires a big SIG investment, but he's absolutely very solid. The thing is though, it's like, I feel like Guardian and Infamous Iron Man, they both fill that like no crit niche. I just feel like Iron Doom is just more valuable, but Guardian has that high energy resistance at a really, really, really high SIG, which is very valuable. Ultron, incredibly valuable champion, a really great mutant killer as well. Very solid for a lot of things. He's good in Alliance War, he's good in Battlegrounds, he's really great in questing with synergy partners as well. Synergy partners really increase his damage output, good for solo questing and casual questing and stuff like that. Let's move on to debatable. We have Nebula, really solid robot, really good at countering other robots, really high shock damage, low block efficiency, but that can be fixed with the Guardian synergy, right? So Nebula, really great after the buff, really solid. Silver Centurion, very underrated champ. I think he's very good. I think he's very valuable as a champion in this game. Sam Wilson, really solid for stuff like Battleground specifically and Alliance War. I feel like other tech champions have kind of like taken over what he does. For example, he's really good. He has the cowardice. He's really good at countering Kitty Pryde, but also Omega Sentinel does that even easier. She came out right after he did, right? So that sort of thing where like when he first came out, he pretty much shut Kitty Pryde off right away, who was an annoying defender, right? He's got the no crits to counter Havoc and the armor buff to counter Havoc. He's got the no crits to counter Mr. Sinister, but there are so many tech champions who just don't crit nowadays. So that kind of novelty is kind of fading away in my opinion, you know? So same thing, no crits, Sam Wilson or Iron Doom. Of course, he's not even released yet, but still, you got to take that kind of stuff into account when it comes to rank 4s, in my opinion. Then I got Starkey, man. Starkey's a beast as a 6-star, man. He scales really well as a 6-star. He's really solid at rank 3. I think Starkey could be a really solid rank 4 option. I really do. And of course, we can't forget your favorite champ. Now, Mutant. Mutants. This is completely the same. Apocalypse, Kitty Pryde, Omega Red. I don't think any of these need explanations at this point. I really don't, man. I really don't think we need to explain those. We have Strife, Professor X, Bishop, and Toad. I've added Bishop and I've added Toad to great options. Strife is a very good champion, man. Strife is useful for much more than just Abyss and Labyrinth. He's really solid overall. He's really good for stuff like Alliance War, where it's a longer quest and he can ramp up by the time he gets to Boss Island. He's very solid. I do think there are better options for that, but he is still very good for that type of content as well. A really great quest or two. Professor X, absolutely amazing champion, man. Really solid champion. You know, higher rank, higher special damage, more prowess, more dead. Bishop, very underrated, very good champion, man. Very solid in both offense and defense. Amazing in Battlegrounds. I feel like I could be saying the same thing about Toad, right? Toad is amazing. He's got immunities. He really pretty much walls people on defense if you don't have a really solid counter to him. Really good champion. And then when it comes to debatable, I pretty much just have Colossus and Archangel. Archangel fits that Human Torch niche for me, where he does so well at rank 3 that the extra rank currently feels unnecessary. Colossus, I'm just not the biggest fan of. This is the entire list for me. Personally, Diablo, Omega Sentinel, and Hulkling, I feel definitely have very strong cases to be moving up to the next tier. But again, it's just a list. You know, take top options, great options, debatable aside. All these champions are really solid rank 4 options, I think. And the most important one is your favorite champ. That is the most important one. I cannot stress that enough. You have to rank up the champion that you enjoy playing. Don't rank up Dr. Doom over ranking up the Hood just because he's better. If you like the Hood, rank the Hood. Don't rank up Hercules over... I don't know. You should rank up her. I'm kidding. No, but don't rank up Hercules over ranking up like Black Bolt if you want to rank up Black Bolt, just because Hercules is better. You got to rank up your favorite champ, man. And if you're looking for guidance, if you're looking for opinions, this video is guidance and opinions for you, right? And this is what I would do. This is where my head is at. You know, I play this game a lot, obviously, right? And I have experience with all of these champions, and this is just personally like how I would rank them. But like you know, not a tier list, not a champ rankings list, just who I think are the top options, great options, debatable options, like for being really good, debatable, like, you know, really good to rank up for each class, man. So that's what this video is. I do hope it helped you or just found it interesting. Either way, drop a like, comment what you think about this list in the comment section below. Let me know who you want to rank for next and who you just ranked forward or anything like that in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss more lists like this in the future, and I'll be seeing you around, man.